Hello everyone, Lissa here for another video. Today I want to go through my skin journey from having severe acne, cystic acne and anxiety where I picked my face, all the way through my dark scars and now today where I'm at. I wanted to share that with you guys in this video, so let's get to it. I suffered with adult acne until I was about 35 years old, just over 35. My whole adolescence and adult life was covered in acne. I had cystic acne a lot, very often. I would get those probably about once a week. And I had this anxiety. I was always under a state of stress, but not necessarily like a heavy stress, but just a daily dull stress. And this caused a lot of anxiety. And towards my early 30s, I would pick my face a lot. And most of the time it was subconscious. I would do it without even thinking, and then something would be bleeding and I'd be like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? And it was really, really frustrating because I didn't want to, but I did it almost subconsciously. So I always had some kind of healing scars on my face. I was very embarrassed about it because I looked like I was a drug addict, and I had tons, mostly on my chin area here. This is where most of them were. A lot on my chin and a few on my forehead. I didn't have too much going on my forehead, but most of it happened right here. And yeah, that was horrible. I tried all kinds of things. I worked in the natural health industry as a shipping receiver and a nutritional consultant for a decade, between about 2001 to 2011 to 2012. That's when I was working at the natural health food store. I had access to everything you could imagine. I had free fish oils I could have every month, and I took them. I had access to the most amazing frontline products for skincare, and I took them. I did all kinds of things trying to get my skin to stop breaking out, except I didn't do anything proper with my diet. I tried all kinds of different things. I ate raw eggs. I did the, grass-fed meat thing with vegetables. I did all kinds. I took teas. I did facial steams. I used a really, really, really expensive skincare in the past, trying to heal it. I tried antibiotics, and that helped a little bit at one point. But overall, nothing seemed to really help it. And no matter what diet I was eating, I wasn't eating anything long-term, I would say. I think the longest Weston A. Price, I think I did for about 3 or 4 months, which was a lot of raw animal products, which I would never do ever again. And I did the wild caught salmon. I ate organic meats. I tried everything to fix my skin, but I still did things in moderation. I still had potato chips every once in a while, and I still ate dairy here and there. There was a point where I gave up dairy for a couple of months way back in my 20s, and that didn't really even seem to help either. But it was the little things that I was doing in moderation also that were causing issues. So that said, I decided to become a raw vegan in September of 2014. I'd known about the raw vegan diet since about 2004, and I dabble in it here and there. I could never really sustain it for more than 3 days a week. The longest I think I went was 2 months, but I was high fat, low calorie, and I'd always be craving, and I still had tons of acne happening. So I didn't think that the raw diet was helping me at all. But like I said, high fat, that's gonna cause issues as well. So in 2014, I was having heart palpitations overnight because I was basically living on energy drinks and eating the crappiest food ever, because I had gotten to the point that I didn't even care anymore. I was like, this is how it's gonna be. And I was so stressed out, so depressed, full of anxiety, and I just kept picking my face, and I couldn't figure out a way to get out of it. I was stuck in this cycle, and it was horrible. I couldn't stop myself, and I couldn't change. I don't know why I couldn't change. I needed that breaking point, which was the heart palpitations overnight. I woke up and it felt like I was having a heart attack. So the next morning I was like, I'm gonna be raw again for the millionth time, because that's the diet that I always felt I resonated most with. So I cleaned out my cupboards and I binge watched Fully Raw Christina's videos and a bunch of other people. And I found the 80-10-10 style, which is a low fat, high carb. I was scared of carbs and I didn't want to limit my fat because I was taught we needed fish oils and olive oil and coconut oil, and oils are so amazing. So I was scared to limit my fats, but I thought to myself, well, I have to do something, and I've never ever tried the 80-10-10 ratios, so I'm gonna give it a go. So that was September of 2014, and I have stayed on raw vegan diet for over 5 years now as the filming of this video. It's been just over 5 years, and as you can see, my skin is perfect. I am wearing a little bit of makeup. I'm just wearing a tinted moisturizer and a little bit of blush and highlighter. That's all I'm wearing, just in case you guys were wondering. But my scars have gone away. So the first 4 years of being a raw vegan, I still had scarring from the acne and from picking. There was one point where I had this gigantic scab on my face, this big, because I hated my life and I just picked and it was like bleeding everywhere. I know that's really gross, but that's where I was in my life and I hated myself so much. And then, you know, no matter how much makeup you put on, you can see it. And so when it would heal, all of those scars would heal darker than my natural skin tone. So it looked like my face was dirty, and I would cover it up with makeup, but sometimes that would wash away or wear away throughout the day, and then you could see them. I hated pictures of myself from my profile because you could see all of the scarring. It was really bad, like around here on both sides. So for the first 4 years of my raw journey, it did get better with time, but if I spent a lot of time in the sun, you could really notice them. And in November of 2018, so last year, Nate and I went on a trip to Mexico for a friend's wedding. And while we were in Mexico, I was loving it up, soaking in all the sun, but a lot of the pictures that we took, I have these scars on my face, and it just drove me nuts because it reminded me of all the damage that I did to myself years ago before I became a raw vegan. It reminded me of the pain I went through, and every time I'd see it, I'd remember that. And I didn't want to remember it anymore. That's in the past, and I was so sad. I was actually even contemplating getting laser done on my skin just to get rid of that constant reminder. So anyways, after Mexico, I just was living my life, staying on my raw vegan diet, and I wanted to keep up my tan, and my friend actually wanted me to go to hot yoga. So I started going tanning, and I know that's bad, whatever, but in Canada, I don't see the sun very often. Basically, it would go months without even seeing the sun. So I would go tanning just to feel better and get a little bit of heat and some sun in me. So at this tanning salon, they have a red light therapy bed. And it was only $20 more to add it onto my package. So I was like, why not? I'll just go tanning and then I'll go lay in the red light bed. So I would spend 20 minutes in the red light bed. Not every day, I would probably go like 3 to 4 days a week. And I would lay in this red light bed for 20 minutes. There were some times where I would go almost every day, but most of the time it was 3 to 4 or 5 times a week. And then I was also going to hot yoga. I was doing Bikram Yoga, and I have a video on the Bikram Yoga and my experience with that, but that also was something that I was doing almost every single day. There was a period of time between about February and July before I left Canada where I was doing yoga almost every day, and in there somewhere I did yoga for about 30 days straight. So this, I think, made a huge difference. The hot yoga combined with the raw food and the red light therapy, I think is what got rid of my scars. Like they're gone. And sometimes when I wash my face at night and I look at my face, it looks like I'm wearing a tinted moisturizer, but I'm not wearing anything. And this was the first time in my adult life since I was like 14 that I actually love my skin. Like I love it so much right now. I can't hardly even, I want to cry looking at myself in the mirror because I'm so happy that I've gotten to this place where I feel just amazing with my skin. And I'm so grateful that these changes have occurred. I didn't do anything, so I wasn't using any products. I might have used a moisturizer here and there, like randomly. I just would wash my face, or I would use like makeup remover wipes just to remove my makeup, and then I'd go to bed. I never did a face care regime in the last 5 years being a raw vegan. Before that, I would sometimes go through a bunch of products and I'd do them for a couple of weeks and then I'd fall off and then forget. I'm really bad at rituals when it comes to skincare, but I have recently started up with Eminence again. Eminence Organics is a face care line that I love so much. When I was working at the health food store, that was one of the lines that I really was drawn to. I didn't use it as often as I would have wanted to, again, because I hated my skin, so I didn't even really care. But now that I love my skin, now I'm actually getting into a routine, and I've been doing really well with my skincare, and I'm noticing it's just so much better. I feel hydrated, I feel youthful, and like I said, it's only been like a week and a half, maybe even just a week, then I've been doing it as of the filming of this video. But the months that I was doing hot yoga, the red light therapy, and sticking to my raw vegan diet, high hydration, drinking a lot of water for yoga with sea minerals in it to help balance the electrolytes, I think all of that made a huge difference in my skin. So I sit here now incredibly grateful, and I wanted to share that journey with you. I know it's going to be different for absolutely everybody. Not everything is going to react the same way for each person. Red light might not work for you, yoga might not work for you, skincare might not be working for you. You'll have to find your own journey through that if you're suffering with skin issues. It's so different for everybody, but this is my story and I wanted to share it with you because, like I said, I'm at a place where I'm absolutely incredibly blessed and thankful that my skin is where it is. And because I'm almost 40, this is so incredible to me. I have no words. I can't even express to you guys. I'm just so incredibly grateful. But yeah, so I'm so glad I could share that with you guys. And if you liked this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel to get notifications for more. You can find me on Instagram at Raw Food Romance. You can find all of my recipe books for awesome raw food meals that will help with your skin healing right here in ebook format. You can click in the description box below if you want to grab any of the print versions. Those are available off of Amazon. You can find me on Facebook, Lissa's Raw Food Romance, and on Snapchat, I'm there once in a while, Lissa Raw Vegan. So until the next video, guys, I love you all, and fruit on.